So autonomous AI agents, they're probably the biggest shift we've seen in software development since the cloud. I mean, we're talking about tools that can write their own code, manage infrastructure, and coordinate complex tasks all in real time. But with all that incredible power comes a level of peril that honestly, most of us just aren't ready for yet.
In this quote, from an engineer who's actually running these systems, just nails the problem perfectly. We're deploying these incredibly capable tools that, if we leave them unsecured, become gigantic vulnerabilities. And this isn't some far-off future problem. It's happening right now.
Look, the whole conversation around AI agent development just got very serious very fast. In just the last week or so, 3 huge, related challenges have snapped into focus: security, cost, and architecture. So think of this as your essential briefing on what they are and, more importantly, how you can solve them.
All right, let's dive into the first one, and it's probably the most urgent: security. Right now, we're basically giving these agents the keys to our digital kingdoms. We're talking access to files, code repositories, private data, often with zero guardrails. This has to change.
You have to get this one thing straight. From a security perspective, an agent's features are its bugs. Seriously, you give it file system access? Well, an attacker can exploit that to steal your data. That's data exfiltration. You let it execute code? That just became a backdoor for an attacker to run whatever command they want on your system.
So, to tackle this head-on, security researcher Thomas Racha just published something called SHIELD.md. It's a proposed security manifest for agents, and its core idea is a complete and total mindset shift. We have to stop treating agents like trusted helpers and start treating them like untrusted, privileged code. Okay, so SHIELD.md breaks down into 4 main pillars. First, super strict access control. You define exactly what an agent can and cannot do. No wildcards. Second, audit logging. You need a forensic trail of every single action it takes. Third, sandboxing. Run these agents in isolated environments, so if a breach happens, it's contained. And finally, input validation. You have to treat every instruction given to the agent as potentially malicious because that's how prompt injection attacks happen. And that right there, that's the key takeaway for security. It's a principle we've borrowed from decades of cybersecurity best practices. Containment isn't a limitation. It's an absolutely foundational requirement for building systems that don't fall over. Okay, so challenge number 2. You've secured your agent? Great. But can you actually afford to run it? Because right now, for a lot of developers, the absolutely astronomical cost of running these systems at scale is a huge, huge barrier. And look, this isn't some made-up number. $4,660. That was a real developer's actual monthly bill from Anthropic just for running their agents. When you're hitting the most powerful and most expensive models for every single little task, the cost can just spiral out of control and kill a project before it even gets started.
But here's the thing. The answer isn't to just, use less AI or stop innovating. The solution is to be smarter about it. It's about matching the right tool for the right job. I mean, you don't use a sledgehammer to hang a picture, right?
And this is a perfect way to think about it. It's called smart model routing. Does your agent just need to list the files in a directory? That's a routine task. It's perfect for a small, fast, and cheap model. But does it need to do a really nuanced, detailed code review? Okay, that's when you call in the big guns, the large, powerful, and expensive model.
And the impact? It's dramatic. Putting a simple routing system like this in place can slash your costs by 70%, maybe even more. And you do this with almost no noticeable hit to quality for most of the tasks. This one architectural change is what makes building with agents financially sustainable.
All right, this leads us right into our third and final challenge, and it's a direct evolution from the first 2. The very architecture of our agent systems is changing. We're moving away from this idea of a single, all-powerful, monolithic brain.
So the way we used to think about this was the monolithic agent. One general-purpose AI trying to do everything at once. Research, coding, testing, deployment. And let's be honest, it was bad at most of it. It's just inefficient, it's insecure, and it's way too expensive.
But the future, and really it's already here, is all about the multi-agent system. Think of it more like a specialized crew. We're seeing this pop up with features like Claude Code's agent teams. Each agent has one specific job, a clearly defined boundary, and it collaborates with the others to get a complex goal done. And when you see a workflow like this, it all just clicks. You have a dedicated research agent that just gathers info. It then passes its findings over to a code agent.
That code then goes to a test agent for validation. And finally, a deploy agent handles shipping. Every step is sandboxed, every agent is a specialist, and the whole process becomes more secure, way more cost-effective, and ultimately a lot more reliable.
Okay, so we've walked through the big three challenges, right? Security, cost, and architecture. Now, let's turn all this theory into a concrete action plan that you can actually start using immediately.
So what can you do, like Monday morning? Here's your 5-point checklist. Number 1, audit permissions. Lock everything down, strip out anything non-essential. 2, add logging. You need to know what your agents are doing at all times. 3, implement routing. Stop burning cache on simple tasks. 4, specialize. Build a team of expert agents, not one confused generalist. And 5, join a community. This space is moving way too fast to build in a silo.
Look, we're at a really critical moment here. The patterns for building secure, efficient, and powerful AI agent systems are emerging right now. The playbooks are literally being written out in the open. The tools exist. The only real question is, are you going to be on the field building, or are you going to be in the stands watching?